Okay, good morning, friends at home and friends in school. Today we're going to start our math lesson. We're still on lesson 17, and today we're going to practice our learning targets. So let's read that together on the count of 1. 3, 2, 1. We can model the relationship between multiplication and division. And we've already done quite a bit of this. We know when we write a multiplication sentence that shows the number of groups, the size of the groups, and the total. We can also write a division sentence that starts with the total, and then we divide by the number of groups and find the size of the groups, or vice versa. So we're going to be doing that today with some word problems. But we're going to start with this array here. And if you notice, each line of the array has both a multiplication sentence and a division sentence, doesn't it? Well, first of all, let's evaluate the array. What unit are we counting in this array? And I'm going to pull sticks. Well, I would if I knew where my sticks were. Here they are. Pull sticks so everybody is on their toes and ready to answer. What unit are we counting here? Raghava, what unit are we counting? We're counting fours. Very good. We are counting fours. There are 4 butterflies in each row. Okay, and if you look at the first one, it's done for us. It says 1 times 4 equals 4. Well, what does 1 represent in this number sentence? What does 1 represent, Jackson? We're using the array as our picture. The 1 row. Very good. 4 represents the size of the row, and the next 4 represents the total. And now look at, we're relating that to a division sentence. Remember, our division sentence starts with 4. Why? Because 4 is the total. We're dividing by 4, which is the size of our groups, and then we're getting 1, which is the 1 row. So let's look at the next one. Actually, why don't we go through and skip count the whole array first? Should we do that? Okay. 4. Should we sing the song? Yeah. Okay, here we go. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. Go ahead and get that counted. Should we sing it again while we count? 3, 2, 1. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. And we don't have 44 and 48 here. Why not? Why did we stop at 40? Val?
Because there are only 10 rows of 4.
Very good. There's only 10 rows of 4. So I'm going to, go ahead. And what?
Well, there isn't 12 rows.
Yeah, there's not an 11th row, which would be 44, and a 12th row, which would give us 48 butterflies. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of these together with you, and then we're going to do them, let you do some independently. So when I'm looking at the second row, I have 2 rows of 4, and that is 8. 2 times 4 is 8. Remember, this multiplication sentence represents 2 rows in our array. Then I come over and I want to relate it to division. Well, we know division always starts with total, so I'll start with 8. And remember, every time we're dividing by 4, which represents the size of the group, and we're finding the number of rows or groups. So let's go ahead and do the next one. We've got 1, 2, 3 rows now, so we have 3 rows of 4, which equals 12. And the related division sentence will start with the total, 12, divided by 4, which is the size of the group, gives us 3, which is the number of rows or groups. Okay, let's look at the next row. Now I have how many rows, boys and girls? I have 4 rows, so I have 4 groups of 4. My total, I've already skip counted, is 16. I'm going to relate that to the division sentence. Division starts with the total, which is 16, divided by 4, which is the size of the group, and we will have 4 rows or groups. Okay, now the next one we have to do on our own. Let's look at the previous ones. We always started with the number of rows or groups, didn't we? So the next one, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 4 equals 20. And then I'm going to use division to also represent the picture. So it's 20 divided by, remember, we're always dividing by 4. Why? Because that's the size of the group every time. And then we're finding the number of rows. So 20 divided by 4 equals 5. And sure enough, notice those 2 number sentences. They have the exact same numbers in them, don't they? The only thing is division starts with the total. Okay? Let's do the next one. Help me out. How many rows do we have now? Jackson? Yeah, how many rows do we have? 6. So it's 6 groups of 4 equals 24. And then we write the related division sentence. 24 is our total. Remember, we're always dividing by 4, which is the size of the group. So 24 divided by 4 equals 6. 6 is the number of rows. Okay? The next one. Help me out. Corbin. Now how many rows of 4 do we have? 7 rows of 4. So 7 times 4 equals, we did our skip counting already for us. So what is the product there? But 7 times 4 equals, nice. Okay, Corbin, what will our division sentence start with? Yep. Divided by 4. Nice. Okay, go ahead and do the last 3 on your own, boys and girls. Remember, division starts with the total. Boys and girls at home, remember you can pause the video at any time and try to do some work independently and then come back. All right, let's come back together, boys and girls. This is the row we're on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're on the 8th row. Valerie Ray, what were the 2 number sentences you wrote?
Would be 8 times 4 equals 32.
Good.
And 32 divided by 4 equals 8.
Very good. Excellent. Does everybody see the pattern? When we divide, we start with the total and we're dividing by the size of the group every single time. And so in other words, the unknown in all these division sentences is what? Nope. We divide by 4 every time. So what does this unknown? Here it was 1, here it was 2, here it was 3, here it was 4, here it was 5, here it was 6. What is the unknown representing every single time? Ori.
The unknown is representing the unknown representing the number.
Very good. The unknown is representing the number of groups, and I loved your complete sentence. Okay, the next row, Kalia. What number sentence did you write for the next one?
9 times 4 equals 36.
Very nice.
36 divided by 4 equals 9.
Very good. 36 divided by 4 equals 9. Again, our unknown was the number of rows. And the last one. Let's do it together, boys and girls. 10 times 4 equals 40. 40 divided by 4 equals 10. Nice job. So what did we do? We just did exactly what our learning target said. We related multiplication and division using the exact same picture, didn't we? All right, go ahead and turn your page and read that first word problem. We're going to do it together. Nope, turn it to this little bit. We will be using the read, draw, write process for each one of these word problems. Okay, boys and girls? That means read the problem, underline your notes, draw a visual or some kind of picture, write a number sentence, and write a target sentence. The first one says, the baker packs 36 bran muffins in boxes of 4. Draw and label a tape diagram to find the number of boxes he packs. Remember, a tape diagram is just one of a variety of pictures that you can draw. But we are going to do a tape diagram for the first one, just because it's good for us always to practice. So what is one thing we know from reading that problem? Leah? There have 36 bran muffins. Okay, that's how many he's packing. 36 bran muffins. And what else do we know, Amber?
We know that he's packing the brand
confused. Should I draw 4 boxes or should I draw a box of 4? So Eli, you probably didn't hear him, but he said a box of 4. How many of you agree with Eli? Give him a thumbs up. If it wanted to say there were 4 boxes, what would it say? He packs them in 4 boxes, but it doesn't say he packs them in 4 boxes. He packs them in boxes of 4. So what is boxes of 4? Go ahead, Bill. What is boxes of 4? Is it the number of groups or the size of the groups? What is boxes of 4? Owen. Number of groups or size of groups? Nice. I'm glad you took time to think about that. It absolutely is the size of the group, because what I'm picturing in my mind, for those of you at home, always good to picture what you're reading in your mind, a box of 4 muffins. So let's go ahead and draw one box. We're going to draw a tape diagram, but that works well for boxes. So we'll put 4 in the first box. Do we know how many boxes we need? No, I would guess that that is what we're looking for, how many boxes. So we don't know how long to draw our tape diagram. So Eli up here, Eli, nice job. Thank you for helping me out there in case I forget. He's drawn a dotted line because we don't know how many units to draw yet, do we? So now I'm thinking, okay, I know the size of the group, and you know what I want to ask it next. Is this going to be a count by or a fair share problem? A count by or a fair share? What do you think? Let's see. What do you think? Gideon, count by or fair share? How many agree with Gideon? Count by. Give him a big old thumbs up. Yes, it's count by because we know the size of the group. So shall we start counting by? Yes. Let's do it. So let's draw another box, and we'll put 4 in it. I like to call this my Corbin Watson strategy, so I'm not drawing 4 circles in each one. It's much quicker, isn't it? Draw another box with 4, and I better do my count by so I know when to stop. Should we do that? So let's count 4, 8, 12. Go ahead and finish that on your own, and hopefully we'll all come to the same amount. Remember, you can also just add 4 to the previous number. This is also skip counting. And Freya, what are we going to stop at, honey? 36, because that was our boxes. I like that, yes. We're going to start doing it. Let's do it in the next one where there's a question time. All right, so how many of you have gotten to 36? Give me a thumbs up if you've gotten to 36. Here we go, just waiting for a couple more people. We're going to start labeling our tape diagram now. So 36 is our total. Remember where the total goes? It goes underneath the bottom, and I'm going to draw a bracket underneath the bottom, because that shows me I want the total of the entire tape diagram from beginning to end. And I know my total is one of the knowns they gave me, so we're going to put 36 total muffins. I like to use the word total when I'm referring to the total, just because it helps me remember that that is the total. Okay, we have another known up here, boxes of 4. So that's the size of the group. Where do I put the size of the group? Above 1 unit. So we'll put 4 muffins here. Then I believe my unknown is the number of boxes, correct? We did not know that until we drew our picture. So we're going to put underneath again, because this is the number of boxes from here to here. We're going to put question mark boxes. And now your tape diagram is labeled. 3 labels for 3 things in our number sentence. The total, the size of the group, and the number of groups. I just am curious, how many of you like the tape diagram? I like the tape diagram too. There's a lot of other pictures we can draw. We can draw equal groups, we can draw arrays, but the tape diagram is certainly a good visual to use for multiplication. All right, we've read our problem, underlined our notes. We have an awesome looking visual or picture. What is the next step in the redraw write process? What do we need to do next? Kalia, I keep on your stick. Go ahead. NS or number sentence. And remember, when we write our number sentence, we start with what we know, right? And we circled up here 36 and 4. So, Clea, can you tell us what number sentence we'll write for this problem?
36 divided by 4.
Very good. 36 divided by 4 equals 9. And we know there's 9 because some people will do this, and I like this. They count the units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I like that because it shows your thinking. It shows exactly where you got your 9 from. Okay, and notice Kalia did not use multiplication because she already knew the total. And when you know the total, you know you're going to use division. Okay. All right, we need a question. They didn't really ask a question here, but we have to find the number of boxes he packs. So our TS will be he packs blank boxes. And from our picture and from our number sentence, we know how many boxes he packs. Aubrey, how many boxes does he pack?
He packs 9 boxes.
Very good. He packs 9 boxes. All right. Okay, let's look at number 3. Go ahead and read that one and underline your notes. It's about a waitress and arranging glasses. I think they want us to try a specific picture for this one as well. I think it does. Let's talk about arranging rows. So what picture are we going to do? And what picture are they kind of prompting us for? It says the waitress arranges 32 glasses into 4 equal rows. So if I underline my notes, I've got 32 glasses into 4 equal rows. How many glasses are in each row? What picture are they prompting us to use for this one, Raga? Nice job. I love your complete sentence. They're prompting us to use an array. So 4 equal rows. So how do I show 4 rows? What's the quickest way to show 4 rows? Eli? Very good. 4 down. This is awesome stuff. So you put 4 down, and now I've got 4 rows, don't I? Everybody see the 4 rows? So that's what I start with. And then I'm going to need 32 glasses altogether. This is a little confusing with an array. But what strategy am I going to use in order to fill out my rows? Kalia? Fair share. I keep calling on you. Nice job. I'm going to use fair share. Seems weird to use it with an array, but we can do it, can't we? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and continue adding a circle to each row until you get to our total of 32. And we'll see if we all come up with the same number of glasses. That's what this is.
That's exactly what I did.
Is it awesome? Very good. So we can actually put here fair share. I kind of like what they've done. They made us practice count by, and now they're making us practice fair share. They made us practice a tape diagram, now they're making us practice an array. boys and girls, if you're done, go ahead and write your number sentence and your target sentence for that, and then we'll compare our answers. All right, let's see, hopefully I pull a stick of somebody we have not heard from. Hayden, and of course Hayden is absent. Eli, go ahead, what number sentence did you write for this, bud?
32 divided by 4.
You're gonna love the way you used your notes. 32 divided by 4, so you use 32 and 4. I like to go back to the word problem and circle those numbers that I'm gonna use in my number sentence. That really helps me get it right, nice job. 32 divided by 4, and what was your quotient? 9. How many people agreed? How many people got 9? Okay, I don't have very many hands up. What else? If you didn't get 9, what did you get? Val?
I got 8 because I counted it wrong the first time and I checked it over.
We're counting pretty high, aren't we? So I'm just going to check mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 as well. How many people think there are 8 in each row? Yep, the size of each group is 8, not 9. So just check your work, bud. Okay. See, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 8 as well. You just counted your circles wrong. All right. Are we all comfortable with 32 divided by 4 equals 8? We need a target sentence. Help me out with a target sentence. How many glasses are in each row, Corbin?
There are 8 glasses in each row.
Awesome job. There are 8 glasses in each row. Okay, so they had us practice a tape diagram. They had us practice an array. Now on the last one, this is actually a 2-step problem. So I'm going to help you with it, and then we'll go to the homework and do a couple on our own, okay? So let me slide my book up, my page up. You guys go ahead and read the problem. And this one we're going to be able to draw whatever we want. Doesn't tell us to put them in rows. Doesn't tell us to use a tape diagram. Okay, read the problem for us, please, Lucas. Jana?
Page 28 dollars for one notebook. Each notebook costs the same amount. What is the cost of 2 notebooks?
Okay, so what we know is she pays $28 for 4 notebooks. How many notebooks does she buy? 4. We know she buys 4, and we know that the total cost is 28, isn't it? Okay? So what am I wondering right now? We have to figure out what the cost of 2 notebooks is. But I can't figure out what the cost of 2 notebooks is until I know what? What are you wondering about now? She goes to the store, she pays $28, and she gets 4 notebooks. Are you curious about anything? What are you curious about? Rago. How many agree? Aren't you kind of curious to know how much each notebook was? You can't figure out the price of 2 until you know the price of 1. So let's go ahead and we're going to draw, we'll just do equal groups, but I'm going to draw squares for mine, or rectangles. Each one will represent a notebook, and we need 4 of them. And if you like to label your drawing, personally I think that's a great idea. I can put notebook 1, notebook 2, notebook 3, and notebook 4. Now I know altogether they cost $28. What strategy will I use to figure out the cost of 1? What strategy can I use? Owen.
You can use fair share.
How many people agree fair share? I do. Fair share. So let's take $28 and divide it up amongst the 4 notebooks. Thank you, Owen. So let's count class 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys keep doing that. until you get to your total of 28. Let me know what you come up with. Put your hand on your head if you've finished your fair share. If you haven't, we'll give you another minute or two to finish. Amber, do you have an answer yet? How much each notebook cost? Did you finish your fair share? How about you, Gideon? Did you finish? How much did each notebook cost? Nice job, buddy. And I love your complete sentence. You guys are really doing awesome with that. So we're gonna, each notebook costs $7. So we needed a number sentence to go with that though. So how did we get 7? We drew our picture, but what is the equation that we would write to get us to $7? Freya? Equals 7. We're gonna put $7 there. And I love that she used 28 and 4 in her number sentence. Nice job. Remember, go back and circle your knowns in your sentence. Help you, remind you what numbers to use. All right, so that's the cost of one notebook. And I can even go up here and I can put $7, $7, $7, $7 now that we did our fair share. But that's not really what the problem's asking me. It wants to know what is the cost of 2 notebooks. So what is the cost of 2 notebooks? So let's circle 2 notebooks. We need to find the cost of that. So what number sentence can we write to find the cost of 2 notebooks, Lori? Very good. So we could write 7 plus 7 equals 14. And we have another number sentence. I just thought of this. We could write another number sentence to find the cost of 2 notebooks. Eli.
2 times 7.
Awesome job. 2 times 7 equals 14. Because don't we have 2 equal groups of 7? Very good. Excellent. All right. That really wasn't that much more work, was it? You guys showed really good understanding, but we need a target sentence. What is the cost of 2 notebooks? So we're going to write the cost of 2 notebooks. Now you see why Mrs. Reed has you answering complete sentences?
Yes, because she could understand.
Because when you write your target sentence, what are you doing? You're answering the question
So
in a
she
complete
can
sentence.
understand.
Yeah, the cost of 2 notebooks is, and we decided it is what, Corbin? No, 2 notebooks. $14. Yeah, very good. Nice job, boys and girls. Okay, let's see if you guys can do one on your own. Okay, should we go to the homework? So the homework page should be 87, I believe. And go ahead and try the first one on page 87 on your own. Okay? I know kids like to practice without always having a teacher. Oh, not page 87, I'm sorry, page... Well, go ahead and do page 87 after. Go ahead and do page 87, the first one there. Yeah. Oh, yes. I forgot. Page 87, number 1. And it does ask you to draw and label a tape diagram. If you're not comfortable doing it, you do not have to, but if you are, it's good practice. Okay?
Which one is 16?
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you so much. It says draw and label a number bond to solve. So you know what, let's do this one together then, because we haven't really done one with a number bond, okay? It says Mr. Thomas organizes 16 binders into stacks of 4. How many does he make? Draw and label a number bond to solve. Well, we know there's 16 binders and he puts them in stacks of 4, doesn't he? So a number bond is a whole with so many parts. And then we have a size in each part. We know 16 is our total, correct? And then he has stacks of 4. So isn't a stack of 4 one part? Let's go ahead and draw a stack. And how many notebooks will we put in it, or binders? 4. Okay, we need another stack with 4 in it. This is actually a count by, isn't it? So we got 4, 8. Do we need another stack?
Yes.
Yep. With 4 in it. That's 12. And our last stack with 4 in it. And that is 16.
It's part.
It is part. What number sentence would you write for this? Well, we're going to take our total of 16 and we're going to divide it by 4, which is the number of groups. And we ended up with, 4 was the size group, we ended up with 4 groups. Yep. Very good. So actually, boys and girls, this is yet another picture that you can draw when you're doing multiplication and division. Okay? 4 groups, 4 in each group. And how many stacks does he make? Yes, he makes. Look at your tape or your number bond. How many stacks does he make? Whisper to your neighbor. How many stacks does he make? Look at your number bond.
Oh, please.
You're supposed to whisper. Amber, how many stacks does he make?
He makes 4.
Thank you. He makes 4 stacks. All right, boys and girls. So just another picture you can draw. Okay. All right, boys and girls at home. Remember, you can stop the video at any point. I'll load these on Seesaw and you can finish them there. Boys and girls, go ahead and put your math workbooks away. I apologize.